back. We are live. This is the first time in a while we've had all three of us on live stream together. Well, actually, you know what? Like a week ago. I have very bad memory.
Yeah, we did the Rambo thing together, right?
Yeah, we did the Rambo one. I just remembered that, man. I completely.
That seems like 3 months ago now.
It really do.
But it was only like last weekend.
God, wow.
It was like last weekend, man. That was it. Strange time. Just this week went by fast, but it does seem like forever since we went live together, man. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. But you know what? When you pump so many videos out, it do seem like that was weeks ago.
They all start sort of melting together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhodes was the he was the YouTube master. He went full Mike Zero the last couple of days.
I sure did. I put up 2 on the sports channel, I put up 1 on my hard channel, and put up 4 on Rhodes Ranch yesterday.
Yeah,
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I was off yesterday, so I was like, I'm making videos all day long. That's what I'm doing.
Right. Man. Yeah, because you put out what, about 3 videos on the sports channel. You put out all these other videos too on your channel.
Mm-hmm. Put up 1 on the horror channel. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's not too bad because you're mostly using StreamYard. So
if I can get away with it, I will. Like if it's a screen share video, I'm gold.
Right.
But if it's a regular video, I got to pull out all the equipment.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So how was you guys' week, man? How about this weekend? What's been going on?
Oh man, mine been busy, but it's been awesome though. I got a lot of work accomplished.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, at work this week, man. Last week at work, man, I was just so tired. And this week, man, last weekend, man, was good because I got to recover. And this week I was completely fresh.
Yeah.
And I was able to work, Monday through Friday. No problems, no being tired, nothing like that. So I was good to go. Guys, we have 4 people watching right now. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. We have 5 people watching, I should say. And we're going to get into this Joker movie. I mean, me and Rhodes went into it a little bit on his channel last night. But I had to let my subs know what I think of the movie in a live stream setting. Pretty sure most of them have probably seen my video. It's doing pretty good right now on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, you killed it with that review.
Yeah. And I put that review out late at night. I think it has, if I'm not mistaken, it may be at like 1,200 views.
Wow.
Awesome.
All right.
Which is good for my channel. I mean, I'll take it for sure. And that was like, when I did that video, man, that was like really a first reaction to it. So YouTube is messing up. Oh, no, the video has about 1,300 views now.
That's awesome.
So it's still going. It's still going strong. Very, very happy about that. So, but guys, we have 8 people watching, so drop your name in the chat. Tell us who's watching, where you coming from.
And stop lurking.
Yeah. And we're gonna try to jump into our reactions on this movie. Now, everybody saw my video. I think this movie was a masterpiece.
Yes, it was. And it can make you seem like you going crazy too. I'm serious. After I walked out of the movies, I was lightheaded, like I was sniffing some helium or something. It was just a wild, psychotic journey you was taking with him. And the funny thing about it, if you really just watch it, he was evil from the beginning, crazy from the beginning. He didn't get better. All he did was kept putting gas on the fire.
Yep.
That's all he was doing.
Yep. But and once he got off his meds,
that was it.
I knew
it was a wrap.
I'm gonna tell you what was really a wrap. When his homeboy gave him that gun, he should have never gave him that gun.
Yeah, I don't get that because, I mean, and full disclosure, guys, we're gonna be talking spoilers here, so But yeah, why in the world they had to know he was off?
Yeah.
You know, and that's just. But think of this though, Gotham City at that time was in really, really bad shape. It was like the 1% was living real well. Everybody else it was a grind. It was hard.
Bad off. What was it? Bad. Typhoid fever was running amok.
I don't
they
know.
mentioned that the typhoid fever or something because the garbage in the city had gotten out of control and they didn't have a way to dispose of it. He was listening to the radio. It was playing at one point and they were talking about it.
Right.
Gotham didn't get a tad bit better till Commissioner Gordon came to the scene, right?
Oh, that's something I never even thought about. But yeah, nobody, Commissioner Gordon wasn't in the movie.
No. And Alfred was in the movie, even though they didn't even say who he was. They never said his name, but you knew.
Oh, that was Alfred that got choked out?
Yeah, that was Alfred.
I didn't even think that far. I just thought he was a random bodyguard.
Yeah, because they never said who he was.
I wondered if he really was Alfred. Because I always thought Alfred was, well, depending on what incarnation of Batman you're reading, some Alfreds are badasses.
Yes, they are. A spy.
Like on Gotham, he's a former like SAS agent or something. Uh-huh. I mean, he can whip, he helps train Bruce, in a lot of ways when he's a kid in Gotham. So it just kind of depends, which one you're reading or which Batman you're into.
I wish that
Alfred's gotten his butt kicked too. So
I wish that accent was a little bit stronger to make us really know that was Alfred.
Well, it is. I'm looking at IMDb. It was Douglas Hodge playing Alfred Pennyworth.
Oh, it was okay.
See, I didn't know. I thought that was just a random bodyguard.
No, he had such a small role too. That was the only scene he was in.
But I'm glad they didn't focus on Batman like that.
No. They used him just right.
Just right. I'm hoping and I'm praying that little boy ends up being Robert Pattinson. Now, I heard everybody say they're not connecting it, but I'm still holding out. I'm still thinking they're going to connect that and make that Robert Pattinson. And if they do it, DC is back on top again.
They set it up.
Yeah.
That way.
We talked about that last night because that Batman movie takes place in the 90s.
Yep.
This took place in the early 80s. The Joker would be a seasoned psychopathic criminal by the time Batman became of age and started heading out into the real world. Did anybody watch Grace Randolph's video about the sequel?
No, I didn't see that.
I'll give her this. She made a good video where she was talking about they need to make a similar movie about the rise of Lex Luthor and sort of build these characters, like that. You know what I mean?
John Matrixx thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Well,
why not? Because I'd watch a solo Lex movie in a minute. I
guess I'm kind of spoiling my podcast, and because I talk about this stuff in my podcast, and
oh crap,
I put in the chat. My link to the podcast is going to be right there. So some of this stuff I'm going into the podcast about if I want to see a Joker sequel because I addressed that in the podcast.
I feel like this. The reason why the movie worked was one. Joaquin Phoenix carried this movie on his own, and he's a spectacular actor. And number two, Joker is the number one villain on this planet. Everybody know who he is. He's a better villain than anybody in Marvel, any of the Marvel villains. He's just the king of all villains.
Well, I think that DC has better overall characters anyway than Marvel.
They far and away have the best rogue of villains, and it's not close. I mean, that's one of Marvel's issues is Batman has 7 quality villains.
Mm-hmm. Batman got himself. Yes, he do. Batman alone got the best villains in comic history.
The Flash has 4 quality villains.
Batman, Superman too. Yeah. Superman has outstanding villains. I mean, Darkseid.
Yeah.
Who else we got? course, it's General Zod.
Doomsday.
Then you get the Batman. You get our boy Deathstroke.
Brainiac.
Brainiac. I mean, man, they're just
Riddler, Penguin,
yeah,
Captain
Catwoman.
Cold. You know, I mean, you can just keep going and going and going. Mirror Master. I mean, they're
Poison
all
Ivy.
really, the Trickster. They're all very good villains.
Yeah. Because think of this. Let's step back. Before the MCU came out, were any of their villains A-list characters?
I see where you're going with this. You're right.
I'm gonna say no.
No,
Any of them were.
There's only two that I could make an argument for.
Probably the Goblin.
And they only got one right.
Goblin.
Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, they completely screwed up every time they've tried it, was Dr. Doom.
And watch this though.
And
if you really think about the Goblin, who does the Goblin resemble in the DC universe?
Well, he's got some small nods towards Lex.
But Goblin is Joker to me.
You know, well, yeah, but
somewhat,
he's got Oscorp, which was kind of like LexCorp, you know, so there's some tie-ins there too. But it's one of Marvel's main issues, really.
But Marvel will do that. Marvel does that too. They'll take two characters and smash them together. So to me, all Goblin is Lex Luthor and the Joker smashed together.
Yeah,
that's not a bad call, to be honest with you, at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good call.
Ecletos 44. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Just got back from seeing it. I thought it was brilliant. It's not a comic book movie. Despite using themes from comics, it's a character study. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not a comic book movie. It just got comic book characters in it.
Yes. This is so different, man. But I really don't want to see another movie like this with another comic book character, because I think this was a special case with this.
Do you think this was a strictly a one-off, like the stars aligned for one singular movie?
Yeah, because I think if you look at Joker, you knew he was mentally deranged. You knew that before even watching the movie. What other character could you actually use like that? You can't do Lex Luthor like that. Lex Luthor, he's too smart.
And that's where BVS messed up too. Even though I love BVS, they try to make Lex Luthor like Joker or the Riddler. Lex Luthor is not even, he ain't nowhere near that character.
Well, and let's just say that's one area where, as much as I love that universe Zach set up, him not casting Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor and casting Jesse Eisenberg. And I understand what he was trying to accomplish, but it backfired and it ruined that character.
Bryan Cranston would have killed that as Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Eisenberg was a lot like Lex in Breaking Bad.
Now, if we had a Bryan Cranston Lex Luthor movie, count me in.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah. I watched Taxi Driver last night. That was the first time I saw it. And everybody that was reviewing Joker said, this reminds me of Taxi Driver. This reminds me of King of Comedy. Now, Taxi Driver is on Netflix. So you can watch it on Netflix.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
I watched it, man. And I was like, man, this movie is really inspired by.
Yeah,
it's similar. Yeah. I mean, Travis wasn't mentally deranged the way that Joker was, but it was a lot of the same similarities. You know, he did the same thing that Travis did in Taxi Driver. He did that, and that was some Taxi Driver.
Yep.
Travis kept a journal, just like Joker did.
But think how beautiful that is. They put Robert De Niro in the movie too.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep. And Robert De Niro stars in King of Comedy too.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, that last 20 minutes of that movie,
I knew you were going to go there.
Some of the best stuff I ever saw.
Right.
What he did when he was on Robert De Niro's show.
Yeah, that was, and it was quiet.
I was on the edge of my seat, man.
Because it was like we was really watching a TV show.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people thought, okay, he's going to go on there and shoot himself. I never bought that.
I didn't think that either.
I didn't think
even
that.
Even though in the dressing room he had the gun up to his.
I just didn't buy it.
But he did that several times throughout the movie.
But I'm gonna tell you what I thought he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna shoot up the crowd. I don't know what.
I didn't think so because he's not that type of person. Based on what he did to that little guy, that was one of the best scenes in the movie.
Hey, how much was your butt puckered until the little guy made it out the door?
Oh man, I was rooting for the guy, man. I was like,
and remember the part when he walked past him, he said, "Ah."
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna kill him.
It was funny. And hey, I'm watching in the theater, and I'm literally like, I'm almost having a little kid moment because I'm like literally not looking through my eyes like that, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, let the little guy make it out the door. Come on. It'll be okay.
When Joker started killing the homeboy that gave him the gun, my wife covered up her eyes and she said, "This might be too much for me."
I was like,
man, you know what? When he killed that guy, you know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Frailty right there. When he killed that guy. Yeah. Because remember, Christian Bale was going bananas.
Oh, yeah. I remember
when he killed that guy, it was like, whoa. But also it was kind of funny because that little guy was like, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that?" And so I'm like trying not to laugh at the same time. And then I forgot the little guy's name. But when he tries to open the door and he can't reach the lock, I was like, oh, man, this dude's going to die.
But this is why I didn't understand, though. Why did Joker kill him? Why did he kill him? Was the gun going to trace back to
the guy was always treating him like crap.
He was a jerk off to him. That's
killed him. That's right.
The little guy was, he was always cool with him. That's why he kissed him on the head before he let him out.
And I guess I'm wrong, but I was kind of rooting for his death too, if you want to know the truth. I was like, I hope he offs this jerk because he's been a turd to him the whole movie, and now I didn't know he was going to go out like that,
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was out of nowhere.
Yeah, he went full Lecter on his ass all of a sudden. I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Let me ask Jay something we talked about last night. Jay, do you find that this is a movie you would go out of your way to want to rewatch often? Because for me, I love the movie, but I'm good for a while. Okay, because it and I thought about another movie, Matrixx, the Deer Hunter. Have you ever seen The Deer Hunter?
No, I haven't seen.
Okay, it's about De Niro and Christopher Walken. They come back from Vietnam, and they are troubled by everything they went through, particularly Walken. And that movie ends, I won't tell you, but it's not a happy ending. And I love The Deer Hunter. It's a great movie, but I've only seen it twice, about 20 years apart, because when I'm done with it, I'm like, Jesus, man, I can't go through that again for a while, and that's the way the Joker made me feel. It was I've told people it was one of the best movies I've ever seen, but it was a hard watch.
It's a hard watch, like that movie with dang, what's that dude name? I can't believe I forgot his name. He was in The Departed. I can't believe I forgot the biggest actor in Hollywood. Wolf of Wall Street. What's the Wolf of Wall Street leading actor? I can't believe I forgot his name.
DiCaprio.
Okay, DiCaprio. It's like that movie, The Relevance.
Revenant.
Remember when he was out in the wilderness?
Mm-hmm. Now, see, I love that movie. I could watch it like
I only watched that movie one time because it's a hard watch.
I love wilderness movies, so I could watch that all the time.
That's a hard, brutal journey movie,
but it is a hard movie.
Maybe I need to rewatch it, man, but I was kind of bored watching it.
That's such a good movie, man.
But Joker is kind of like that movie to me. It's a hard journey that you taking with him. And if I do watch it again, it's going to be later on down the line because I mean, that movie is tough to sit through.
It feels like there's no hope, and that's
Yes.
hard from a movie. It's hard from a rewatchable standpoint.
Just
for
when
me.
you think Joker is kind of gonna be like an anti-hero, it goes back to this dude is messed up
Yeah, because like through the movie, you're like rooting for Arthur
for a
the
little
whole-
bit,
for the whole movie, pretty much.
for a little bit, and then
even-
it drops back down like this dude
even-
is messed up.
But you know what? When he was on Murray's show, man, he dropped some truth. He said, if I get killed, nobody cares. But if those three guys that work for Wayne Corp or whatever it is, everybody loses their minds on it.
That reminded me of Heath Ledger Joker because that's something he would say.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was powerful what he said because it's true.
Yeah.
Like I work downtown, man, downtown Houston. I walk by homeless people every day. I'm talking about people that's like strung out bums. This guy waits up on this little mat on the side of the street every day. If that guy, somebody just shoots him, nobody's gonna care.
Nobody gives a damn. Yep.
But if the CEO of the company I work for is walking down that same street, gets killed, everybody's gonna lose their mind about, oh, there's a problem going on right now. It needs to be corrected.
Yep.
That's the same thing Joker was saying in the movie.
Yeah.
So
a movie's definitely a character study. I mean,
yeah.
You guys want to talk about the imaginary girlfriend?
I kind of knew that from the beginning, man.
I didn't.
I kind of knew it, man, because think of the way it just happened. Now,
he just walked in and started boning her.
No. They met they were in the elevator.
I know that, but I'm talking about out of nowhere, he just walked in and kissed her. That kind of threw me off.
That's when I kind of figured, nah, he's imagining that. Because
Rose,
it was just too dramatic.
Rose,
I found it odd.
It was odd.
From the encounter in the elevator, and then you followed her around, and she just was that cool about it. That really struck me as I thought, you're that cool about that? Really? I'm thinking, man.
So I'm wondering if she actually knocked on his door. No, she didn't knock on his door to confront him, because remember at the end they go through those flashbacks and she's not there. So that was all in his head right there.
Well, see, I was thinking like this. I said, okay, it's kind of odd that she just let him kiss her and they did whatever. I said, maybe they're going to build her up as the Black Harley Quinn. That's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was thinking she's too accepting to his craziness. So this is going to be the new Harley Quinn for DC.
Mm-hmm. And Chris is here saying for me in Dallas. Yeah, so she's walking by homeless people every day, man.
While we're praising this movie, let's still not lose sight of how great Ledger was as Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because he was legendary too, you know. So
I bring that up in the podcast too.
Okay, cool.
If he was still alive, he'd probably have his own Joker movie.
I don't know about that. And
yeah, you're right.
I'm going to no, it's not that. So I'm kind of going to spoil a little bit of the podcast. For him to portray the Joker in that movie, he had to go to a deep, deep, dark place.
Like Ledger.
Yes, he did.
That's what I was talking about. I'm talking about Heath Ledger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joaquin
Ledger put himself in a bad place.
Probably the same thing, man. And I can't imagine him wanting to go through that again.
Yeah, because they said Ledger couldn't even get it. He said it was hard for him to get out of that character because he was so deep into that character.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix, he was deep into that character too.
That's some scary stuff, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's just because if I'm not mistaken, I think Ledger, what he did was he lived in isolation for like 6 months before they started shooting.
Man. Researching
on like, mentally deranged and stuff like that. I mean, he really got into character. That's crazy, man. I couldn't do that.
Was Phoenix that skinny in that movie or was that CGI?
No, he lost 52 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a real deal when it comes to acting. He completely drowns himself in the role for
it reminded me of Christian Bale in The Machinist.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Underrated movie, by the way.
Or what's the actor's name in Dallas Buyers Club? Matthew McConaughey. He lost a bunch of weight for that role.
50 Cent did too in one movie. I can't think of the name of it.
But 50 Cent was all buffed up though before, and then he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
for that role.
I tell you what was hard on Bell. He had, because he was pretty jacked in American Psycho.
Yeah,
and then he lost all that weight for The Machinist, and then turned around, got cast in Batman Begins, and was like, "Oh shit!" And they said he had to put 100 pounds on for that role.
Yeah,
Wow.
You got a super chat.
Well,
you got a super chat.
It's not showing up over here yet. Let me go to it's always a delay in here. I'll get it here. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up. I see it. I'm gonna wait till it comes. Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't think that it will. Hold on.
Rose, thank you for putting me on the Swagger Like Us. Thank you.
For yeah. Old school. Hey, he is one of like my first 2 Roads Rant subscribers ever.
That's awesome.
From my old channel. Yeah. He's got a big channel. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but I think it's because she sent me an emoji thing.
Yeah, she did.
It's not showing up on StreamYard. So Chrissy, thank you for the $1 super chat. It's a smiley face with a dollar sign. So that's why I can't see it on I guess you can't see those things on StreamYard. So thanks, Jay, for telling me about that.
Oh, no problem.
I don't even have the chat, the regular stream up. I don't have it up this time.
Yeah, I mean, I would just bring it up, tell you the truth. But thanks to the super chat. Maria Elena says Phoenix and Ledger's, you can't compare these two because they are completely different adaptations of the Joker. Yeah,
I agree. I definitely agree.
And I bring that up too in the podcast as well. For one thing, I even said it in my review that The Dark Knight, that wasn't about the Joker. That was a Batman movie. It was about Batman. But this movie is about Arthur Fleck. And he's not really the Joker until, say, about 10, 15 minutes left into the movie?
Yeah.
Because even when he kills the first time, really, honestly, man, that was self-defense. Because he had already got beaten up beforehand by those kids in the beginning of the movie. And these guys, I think they kind of took, I guess if you can make one kind of complaint, they made the 1%ers look really, really bad in this movie.
Especially Thomas Wayne, because Thomas Wayne was never a douchebag. He was always that inspirational person for Bruce Wayne to be like.
I don't know.
For the most part, Thomas Wayne was supposed to have been a good dude and in some ways a humanitarian. So I didn't think about that, but Fatal, if I had one flaw with the movie, it was the portrayal of Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. But then think about this, though. This movie is in the eyesight of the point of view of Joker.
That's true, too. We don't know. We're looking at it through his lenses.
Yeah.
So who knows how Thomas Wayne really was,
And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it? This movie, there's so many different scenes in the movie. You don't know what's real or not from his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So when he actually killed those guys on the subway, in his mind, were they really like picking on him? Was that reality?
That's what I'm saying.
Or was that not reality?
Oh,
I never thought of that, because you saw he was having all these delusions throughout the entire movie. And maybe he just snapped and just killed him.
This is what I like too about the movie. You notice every dramatic scene, he wasn't officially Joker, but he had a Joker mask on. Did you notice that?
He only killed when he had the makeup on.
When he had the makeup on. Yep.
Yeah, because I think he had just got fired from his job and he left that hospital. That's why he was still in makeup, and he killed those guys on the subway. And then the guy he used to work with, he was getting ready to go on the Murray show.
Yeah.
So he had his makeup on, so he killed them. And of course, on the Murray show, man, what do y'all think when he popped Murray?
I was like,
yes,
because it was they made it look so good.
Yes,
the way it was set up, but his head went flying back, and I'm like, whoa.
And a normal human being is cautious of what's going on around him. He really didn't care what anybody thought at that moment on that show. He didn't care at all.
I can tell you when he lost it completely, when he had nothing to lose, when he found out that his mother was deranged and crazy, and that he was adopted, and he had nothing, no one, and then he killed her. He pulled a full Norman Bates and killed her.
Yeah,
and he had nothing to lose after that.
I think even though he said he wasn't, he was really banking on being Thomas Wayne's son. He was really banking on that.
Well, think of it, man. If you don't know who your father is, and then your mother tells you, "Oh, this is your father," and you probably want to go out and meet him, and then you go out and meet him and find out, "Oh, he's not my father."
Yeah,
and my mother's nuts.
Not only that, but until he started going to Arkham and really investigating his mother was a saintly figure in his life.
Yes.
And what she said was gospel, right? And one of his turning points was as he's looking and he finds out that he had head trauma. It went off in his head. Oh crap, am I the way I am because of what my mother is responsible for having let happen to me?
Yeah.
And it was a switch for him because he's like, you mean to tell me I wouldn't be walking around laughing at everything if you hadn't tied me up to the radiator and hit me in the head over and over again? Because it said had suffered head trauma as a kid.
Now, I'm also wondering, did he actually end up killing his mother? Because I'm saying this because after that scene, she just kind of disappears from the movie. Nobody cares. And also, when she's hooked up to all that stuff, she dies, the lifeline is going to beep.
That's what I was thinking too.
It never beeped.
I was waiting for the
Yeah. It never happened.
I was trying to figure out, though, how different it was back in 81 versus now. Because, they set at desk now with these real-time monitors on all patients. And it wasn't like that back in 81.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, too. That's true.
It was a whole different scenario when you're in the hospital.
But still, you would think that they would at least have a scene where the hospital's calling him and saying, your mother's dead. There's nothing. Once he kills her, that's it.
Yeah.
How hard did y'all laugh when he was dancing for them kids and that gun fell out of his jacket?
I did laugh a little bit. That was a little funny because he's like telling the girl no, and the little girl is like.
I audibly out loud in the theater went, "Oh no!" When that gun went to sliding across the floor,
it slid on the floor.
and you tried to say it was a prop.
Yeah.
Because I still found myself very much rooting for him to somehow turn it around at that point, and that gun went sliding across, and I'm just like, God, this guy. Part of it was I felt like he couldn't catch a break, The other thing and the other comparison that I was thinking about when we were talking about things that we presumed happened in a movie that didn't, another good comparison would be Edward Norton and Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Yeah.
When you find out there is no Tyler Durden. It's all in Ed Norton's head.
Yeah.
He literally sat on the curb and supposedly drank beers with the guy. And you have all these flashbacks where he's dropping the beer and it's smashing on the ground because there was nobody to hand beer to.
That's what reminded me with the girlfriend scene when we found out she wasn't real. I was thinking about Fight Club.
That's the exact movie I thought about was Fight Club during that whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can pick and choose a lot of different things. I mean, Fight Club was about mental illness, but it was completely different from this. And in Fight Club, I don't know how Ed Norton did it, but he survived. He blew his brains out and he just kind of like walked away, and that got rid of his mental illness.
God, I love that. Now that's weird. I love that movie, and I can rewatch it. I've seen that movie 50 times, probably.
Yeah.
It was the very first DVD I ever purchased back in 1999.
1999. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I had a DVD until like 2001, I think. Maybe 2000. I don't remember.
Yeah, I used to have a slew of VHSs.
Yeah, me too. I know some people still have those hybrids, VHS, DVD
Oh,
player.
yeah. I can remember my first VHS. It was Ninja Turtles, the 91 movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original blue box, not the special edition thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I still got it. It's in my other room up on the shelf. Who else do you believe could have pulled off this role?
I don't think anybody.
It would have taken a very, very special actor.
A top tier actor.
I mean,
I can think of a few. Edward Norton in his prime could have done it. I can tell you that right now.
yeah,
In his prime.
Yeah.
he could have did it. A very young Anthony Hopkins could have did it.
Yep.
But somebody right now, who could have did it right now?
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna tell y'all who could pull it off, but it would have never happened in a million years.
Who?
Christian Bale.
Well,
Bale.
yeah, he essentially kind of did that in a way.
Yeah.
I think Cillian Murphy could have probably did it.
That's a good call.
He probably could have did it.
He's a highly underrated actor. The guy that played the Scarecrow in the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah.
Who?
Cillian Murphy, the guy that played Scarecrow.
Murphy is the man, and I keep telling you too. Y'all need to see.
I've seen it.
Okay, what
he
do you
pulled
think?
off Batman, but he can't pull off Bruce Wayne.
He pulled off an excellent Batman, but he was so weird looking as Bruce Wayne. But Murphy would have killed it as the Joker. I truly believe that.
He'd kill it as the Riddler if somebody give him the chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who else you guys think could have did it?
I don't know now,
That's why I think this movie is the perfect storm, man. You got the perfect director for it. You got the perfect actor for it.
Yeah. A lot of people gonna think
that's why I don't think I want to see a sequel.
A lot of people
gonna be a downgrade.
A lot of people are gonna think I'm lying, but as soon as I seen Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, I knew he was gonna kill it.
Me too. I mean, he kills it in everything he does.
He been in the game since a little boy.
Yes, and I was a fan of his as a boy.
Yeah.
He was a great Johnny Cash.
If his brother River was alive, he would have killed it as the Joker.
Yeah. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, Parenthood with Tom Hulce and oh
yeah. I know you're talking about.
He was in that movie with Keanu Reeves, man. He was really good. And he was like 12, 13 years old in that role.
Yeah, he was born in the acting, man.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to see a sequel to this movie?
I think this movie is just so great.
Yeah.
That when they make a sequel, what do they have to what can they surprise us with?
Because do you think putting Batman in his next movie will tarnish the first movie?
Well, no, it kind of goes how many years ahead are we going to go?
I think if you put Batman in the movie, don't put Batman in it that much, to be honest.
Well, think of this. If it's going to be like, 5 years down the road, he's not going to be old enough to be Batman. First of all, we don't even know what really was going on. Was he actually kind of telling that psychiatrist at the end of the movie his whole story?
Yeah.
Or did he imagine actually killing her and running at the end? We don't know, man. That's the beauty of this movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the way they left it all open-ended like that.
I feel like if we do get a sequel, I wouldn't even put Batman in it. You know who I would put in there? Commissioner Gordon, and have a great actor play him.
Or better yet, how about this? Have Matt Reeves, the Batman, Robert Pattinson. through the whole movie. And at the end,
Yep.
they introduced Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
At the very end.
That's the only way I would want to see him come back as the Joker. As in a Batman movie, not another Joker movie.
I will tell you this. This should tell DC one thing. You need to take a step back and look at each one of your characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to create films like this to relaunch all of those characters. And then if you want to somehow tie them in later, fine. But worry about putting out one singular great movie for each character.
Quit trying to be like Marvel.
You know what they should do next then? They need to make a Deathstroke movie. Oh man, that would be so good. A Deathstroke movie. Now,
what you think, Rose? You sure is quiet. What you thinking about?
I'm thinking about they need to get Superman right.
I do. That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. You know, I mean, how about
because you get all these.
The Joker just got a monumentally historic great movie, and you can't get a historically great Superman movie?
That's true.
Superman is deep now. There are deep layers to playing Superman. And he's got two almost alter egos between Clark Kent and Superman. They can't figure out how to get that right. I get it. He's got to fly and all that. But it doesn't mean that the character building and the interactions in the movie can't be on the level of a movie like The Joker.
And Rose, this is crazy because if you get Superman right, DC, you win.
Game over.
It's game over.
It's a wrap. Yeah, if you can get Superman and they I'm gonna tell you one of DC's biggest problems is
we got John Talks in the building.
John Talks, what's up?
John Talks with the $5 super chat. What's up, John J. Rose? Wish I could make it. Joker was awesome. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I sent him a link. I guess he couldn't make it, but I appreciate the $5 super chat.
And Rose, sorry to cut you off.
No, man. The best one of DC's problems now when it comes to Batman is they got to live up to a trilogy that will never be topped, Batman wise.
Yeah,
it won't be topped. Okay,
I've already said, man, the Dark Knight trilogy is the best and worst thing to ever happen to comic book movies.
It put them behind the 8 ball too.
Yep, because they tried to make Man of Steel like the Dark Knight, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna kind of be the devil's advocate right now. Because at a time, a lot of people thought Batman Returns wasn't gonna never get topped. And Christian Bale trilogy topped that. You know,
but here's the thing though. Batman Returns, that came out in 1992. And then you had Batman Forever, and then you had Batman and Robin, which pretty much destroyed Batman for almost 10 years. That's what it took. It took Batman and Robin destroying the franchise to get Christopher Nolan to come in and make that movie.
And you're right, but I'm gonna tell you like this: you got the elements, you got the stars starting to line up, and if they get this Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman right, add in Joker much later on in the series, because if this pops off, they're gonna have another one. Just imagine a Joaquin Phoenix Joker with a great Batman. I don't know if it don't beat it, it might come close.
You want to know one of my fears with that? I remember, and people forget, because he ended up being much better than we thought he was going to be. The backlash when the day of Ben Affleck getting cast as Batman.
Yeah.
The world went nuts.
Yeah, there was big time backlash.
Yes. And I've often sat back and wondered, everybody talks about how bad or not bad Batman versus Superman did at the box office. And I sat back and go, well, one of the issues is you cast a guy as Batman that, us hardcore fans went and saw and ended up liking, but a great many fans and regular moviegoers went, Ben Affleck, the Daredevil, is Batman, and that hurt that universe too.
Yeah, and they got pissed off about Gal Gadot, and she's an excellent Wonder Woman.
My point is that Robert Pattinson thing is dangerous. That could be a home run, or it could destroy Batman.
I think it's a home run because they've been talking to him in interviews. He said he was pissed off that everybody was hating that he got cast for that. So at the end,
because he was a Twilight guy, that was
dude,
the reason.
My biggest.
He's a great actor though.
Next to Han Solo, Batman is my guy. When they said Robert Pattinson was Batman, I wanted to stick one of the green arrows in my eye and pull it out the back of my head. I was furious. I was like, we've got that Twilight punk coming in as Batman? Are you kidding? I was mad.
But think of this, man.
Furious.
Think of this. Outside of Christopher Reeve as Superman, they've cast really good Superman actors. The movies, not so much. Just throwing it out there. Look at Brandon Routh. Great Superman. Superman Returns was horrible.
Yes, it was.
Batman,
it was boring.
Man of Steel. I like Cavill as Superman. I actually like the movie, but a lot of people.
I love Man of Steel. I love it.
A lot of people don't like the movie.
I don't know why.
They like Henry Cavill as Superman, but they don't like the movie. Maybe it's because the hard part about Superman is he is the perfect character. He is the ultimate comic book character. That's one role, one movie you cannot get wrong because Christopher Reeves, Richard Donner set the bar for comic book movies back in 1976. That was the first comic book movie that was created, and people love Superman 1, Superman 2. Then you got Batman. That came out. That was really good. And then you got Blade in the late 90s. And then the MCU, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy came out. And then you get the MCU, which has kind of rewritten the bar for comic book movies. So DC is trying to be the MCU. It's not going to work. They just need to let that go.
I agree. But I'm going to tell you this. They making the right steps. Because the movies they came out with ever since Justice League, they've been doing a great job. I just hope they don't drop the ball.
What's came out since Justice League? They've had
they had Aquaman.
That was a hit.
Shazam was pretty good.
Yeah, Shazam was a hit.
I like Shazam actually.
Yeah, me too. I like Shazam a lot.
We got Joker. Next we getting up is Wonder Woman 84. You know they're gonna kill that.
Yeah.
Christian Wiig is gonna kill it as Cheetah. I'm calling it right now. People are nervous about her. She's gonna be a psycho in that movie. You watch.
Okay.
But it's just like
comedians are nuts when they decide to go serious.
I'll tell you this though, man. I feel much more confident about DC and Warner Brothers than I do MCU right now. By a mile. It's not even close. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the MCU, the Black Widow movie sounds interesting, but we already know her fate. That should have came out like in phase 2 or something like that.
Phase 2. And I'm gonna tell you even this. Everybody hates Captain Marvel. If you're gonna have a female lead, why is it not Black Widow? Why did you kill her out? You could have kept her. If you need that strong woman that everybody loves, then make Black Widow the new leader of the Avengers. I would have accepted that. I would have liked that.
No, but they were trying to force feed in Captain Marvel to be the face of the Avengers. But and that story about them losing confidence in Captain Marvel, I think that was real. Because there is no mention of Captain Marvel in phase 4 or phase 5.
Look how they fought hard to get Spider-Man back. They don't lost confidence in that character.
And now you got Brie Larson, man. She's practically begging to be in a Star Wars movie. I mean, if you're that great, you should just be able to go in, get the role, or they should say, "Hey, bring me in." No, you don't have to do coming over.
You don't have to do stupid stuff like take corny pictures with a lightsaber, and that's begging.
Hey, I was giving Drunk 3PO a hard time because I put him in my Brie Larson video. posing with Avatar drunk 3PO. I spliced it into the video on there of his avatar with Brie Larson, and I said, "Here she is with a picture of drunk 3PO."
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a problem with Captain Marvel had they honored the character that was created for her. You know, because she did lead the Avengers in the 80s. She sure did. At certain points in the 80s, she led the Avengers in the comics.
Yeah, but you had Spider-Man and everybody else lead it too. Black Panther.
And what happened with those comic books?
Well, no, they sold like crazy, but Captain Marvel was a good character back then.
It depends on which Captain Marvel you talking about.
Because it was Monica Rambeau. It was not Carol Danvers.
Because the recent
where I'm going.
The recent ones are tanking bad. The people are not reading those books.
Danvers wasn't even accepted as a comic book, and they rolled it out to a movie.
But if you're talking about the Captain Marvel that was in the X-Men comics with the black and white suit, everybody loved that one. They loved her.
Yeah. Well, she was. There is literally, I can remember a comic like it was yesterday I read as a kid of the Avengers where Captain America handed over the keys to the Avengers to her. Okay. And it wasn't forced or anything. She had paid her dues in the comics, and nobody lost their minds because she was a good, legitimately cool character back then. And then they brought out Carol Danvers, and everybody stabbed themselves in the eye, you know?
Yeah. Well, look, now they're going to have female Thor. And I looked at the numbers for that comic book run that came out in 2015.
They're bad.
Man, it was just tanking.
And with that new Marvel line they came out with.
They canceled it. I mean, it was
part of a black girl Iron Man named Iron Heart.
Yeah, they're going to be making that on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's a tokenized version of Iron Man.
If you paid attention back then when they came out with that new Marvel, that's exactly what we're getting with Phase 4.
Yeah. And
the comics always do that.
And the only reason I think they're even making this Iron Heart TV show on Disney Plus, because Robert Downey Jr. is going to be coming back to be Tony Stark, voicing, kind of being like Jarvis or something like that. He's the selling point for that.
Yeah.
Because nobody was interested in those woke comic books that they came out with.
I got a theory in my head, though. If Phase 4 doesn't do good, they're going to focus on X-Men next. That's why they say X-Men not coming out right now.
They'll destroy X-Men, man.
That's like the fail safe.
It's not X-Men now. It's mutants, remember?
Oh, man.
They've already adjusted.
Man, that movie's been made for like, what, a year and a half already, and they won't release it? They can't get it right. Because they say it's just horrible.
Oh, you're talking about the actual Mutants movie. Well,
yeah, I'm talking about that.
They're going to end up calling the X-Men Mutants.
They did the same thing with Gambit, too. Gambit, Chatham Tatum. He's supposed to have been playing Gambit. Like, that movie should have came out years ago, and they keep pushing it back. I don't even think it exists anymore.
Yeah, they scrapped it, I think, finally.
Yeah.
I think they finally, but it was on the table for what, 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about comic books, really. I'm feeling much more confident about DC. DC quality is kept.
Yeah.
Has had 3 straight hits.
Yeah. They making the right steps, and I noticed they're coming out with one movie a year.
And they're making amends for Justice League.
Yeah.
Because like you said, since then, Aquaman hit.
Yep.
Shazam hit. And Shazam was a lot of fun.
Joker is this hit. Next year, Wonder Woman a hit.
Wonder Woman, they're doing the right thing. But they gotta get Batman right.
You got to get the big two right.
Gotta get the bit two right. They gotta get Superman. And what I'm afraid with J.J. Abrams coming in, I don't know. I'm almost afraid for him to even do Superman.
Yeah, because JJ ain't reliable.
I don't think JJ is gonna be able to deliver on Superman.
I ain't got no problems with it.
Of course not. Of course not, man.
Get after it, JJ. Get in there, give me a movie, man.
JJ got it. He's so unoriginal though.
Yeah.
He can't, man. I can see JJ doing this, looking at Donner's Superman. Let's copy and paste that. Let's put it in. Let's put new actors in. I can see him doing that. And you know what? They may try to do that because you know what? That worked. What we did with Superman, didn't necessarily work. Superman Returns did not work. People want Donner. If that's the case, just bring in Richard Donner to make it.
They need to take elements of Man of Steel and take some of the tone of a smidgen of the tone of Shazam and put it in a pot, and they will figure out Superman. Okay,
yeah, even though
now you can't make it a comedy.
No, I don't want that. That worked for 1976. It worked for that, but it's not going to work today.
Right.
You lose Fatal?
You get my. I think he just turned his camera off.
Oh, okay.
But you get my point. The toner's got to be lighter than it has been for
Superman. Right,
You
exactly.
No, it has to be super light.
But something Fatal said a minute ago that I'm going to push back on a hair. As a comic book fan, I feel like I deserve in 5 years or 6 years, I deserve a great Justice League movie.
Okay.
I want to see that.
Are you still going to... Cavill's going to be like 38, 39 years old.
No, I mean...
Unlikely that he'll be...
I don't care who would you want? I want a great Justice League movie.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. If you're going to have a Justice League movie, Superman needs to be the star of it.
Yes, he does.
He can't be a side character. He needs to be the star. Who do you see being the next Superman?
I don't know.
That's a hard thing.
But Superman and Batman have to be forefront in the movie.
You know, I would say with any other movie, the casting wouldn't matter. But with Superman, it matters. It matters.
It does matter.
Because I don't want to hear it can't be done, because Marvel just showed me with 3 movies that it can be done. DC figure out how to get the Justice League right.
Yeah, and I want a relatively unknown actor to play Superman.
I agree.
And Christopher Reeves was unknown pretty much. Brandon Routh, I never heard of him before that. Henry Cavill, actually knew him because of Count of Monte Cristo, but he wasn't this A-list actor. So give us, some up and coming guy, like around 25, 26 years old. Somebody you can build upon. So,
but start with the basis of get your individual movies right, and then figure out how to get those characters into one movie. And, as a comic fan, look, MCU fans got their holy trinity of movies. I am a DC fan. I deserve a great Justice League movie.
I'm a much bigger DC fan. Much bigger.
I'm going to put it like this, though, guys. DC is setting it up right for another Justice League movie years on down the line, though. If they keep doing these good solo movies like they're doing, then come out with a Justice League. They messed up because they did a Justice League too freaking fast.
Agreed. They did it way too quick. Yeah.
Now, I don't have a problem at all with DC's individual movies. Their collaboration movies have been the problem.
That's what I mean. They did it too fast. You got to do solo movies first, like Marvel did, then do the team movie. It just wouldn't work out. You don't know who we didn't know who Aquaman was like or what he went through when Justice League came out. We just saw him on that little video footage when he was underwater. That was too quick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Well, all right, man, guys, we've been on here an hour. Just wanted to give you guys our take on Joker, and we kind of got sidetracked on like DC and Marvel, but it all connects.
Pertinent to the conversation.
It's a guy in the chat with a good question before we leave. Where? I can't say his name. Is Syed. He says, guys,
Oh.
do you think that Disney is influencing the critics to write bad reviews about Joker?
I don't think so.
No.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think Disney is so big, man. They're not going to be that petty.
They don't have to because the state of the critics, their minds are screwed up anyway.
Yes.
So they don't have to pay a dime. The Access Media's mind is out in left field anyway. So they handled, the critics handled that on their own,
But Rotten Tomatoes is making it look so obvious, because the audience score is so different from the critics.
That's the fifth or sixth time this year. Rambo, Shaft, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr. It keeps happening. I keep telling people, and I've caught hell on Twitter for this, quit looking at the critic scores and look at the audience scores, for Christ's sakes.
That's the only thing you need to look at, man. Because I actually got my list here because I put this on the podcast. Rotten Tomatoes had, at the time of the podcast, I don't know what it is now, Joker, 70%. Rambo, 26%. Now, here's the problems right here. The Last Jedi, 91%. So you mean to tell me Last Jedi is light years better than Joker? Ghostbusters 2016, 74%. So you mean to tell me that's a better movie than Joker? And Knives Out, 99%. So you mean to tell me that movie is the greatest movie of all time and way better than Joker?
Rotten Tomatoes is just taking those studios' money. That's all they doing.
Well, it's not Rotten Tomatoes. It's the critics who's putting it up there. That's the thing, the critics.
Well, don't you think that the studios might be paying Rotten Tomatoes to kind of bump up the score too? That's what I'm thinking.
The way the media is all on the side of the studios. Certain people are very well protected in Hollywood, like Ryan Johnson.
Because even though Rotten Tomatoes not a big deal to me, when I buy a Blu-ray or whatever, when you look at the back, you see that Rotten Tomatoes score or symbol. Right. So I'm pretty sure the studios is giving them money to say, hey, this was the greatest movie ever, or to bump the score up. That's what I'm thinking.
Could be. I mean, people, there was talk about Disney buying up tickets for Captain Marvel to inflate the numbers.
And I still believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, and you know that movie is rotten on Rotten Tomatoes with the fans. I mean, it's bad.
And they changed the whole Rotten Tomatoes scoring based
around
off
that. And they tried to fix it, but they couldn't fix it enough because that fan score, I think it reached the warrant to see reached down to like 26%.
Yeah.
And then they took it off.
I honestly believe that movie would have did like Solo if it really would have ran this course. If Marvel wasn't involved in it.
Look, if it wasn't sandwiched between Infinity War and Endgame.
Are we talking about Captain Marvel?
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know about that, Fatal. I got clients that are right here in East Texas that probably hold, they liked Captain Marvel a great deal. Their kids liked Captain Marvel, and they went to the theater to see it. And I was home. I was servicing a client the day he got his Captain Marvel DVD in, and you would have thought it was Christmas. And he was aware of YouTube. And I said, what you got, man? And he said, I got my Captain Marvel DVD. And I was like, oh, he said, y'all YouTubers don't like girl power. And I was like,
oh, man.
And he is a hardcore conservative, by the way.
Let me tell you this, man.
So I'm just letting you know, and then he followed up with, and this is what I think why MCU keeps doing numbers. He followed up with the following: my family likes some MCU movies. And that's all he said.
Yeah.
And he was kind of defensive about it too. And I was like, okay, I'm out of that.
Yeah, but this is how I look at it, and I'm gonna be real quick, but when you look at movies like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, they didn't hit 1 billion. So, and those are like the minor characters. So that's what shocked me. How did Captain Marvel hit 1 billion?
They set it up to where, oh, Captain Marvel's coming out a few months before Endgame. They set up to where they made you feel like you have to watch Captain Marvel to understand Endgame.
And they had Samuel Jackson co-star.
You know where the extra money came on that? because it became a social narrative to get up and go see Captain Marvel if you are a consumer of something like the Mary Sue.
Yeah.
And read between the lines on what I'm saying right there.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, man. Friday at work, we were all just sitting around talking, and this girl that I work with said, "You know what? I finally saw Avengers Endgame." She's not a hardcore Marvel fan at all. Finally saw Endgame. Said, "Oh, I liked it. It was okay." She said, "I couldn't stand Captain Marvel in it."
My wife said the same thing.
Said she couldn't stand Captain Marvel in that movie, and she's not like a big time comic book fan.
Yeah.
So, the media wants you to think it's nothing but a bunch of men being misogynist. This comes from a girl, a white girl at that.
And my wife,
white lady,
she loves Wonder Woman, but she couldn't stand Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
She did not like.
Right.
She said it was boring.
But I'm willing to bet you there is a segment of female Captain Marvel fans that pulled together and went to the theater to see that movie. Yep. And I bet you if you got them aside, they would tell you Wonder Woman was trash. I bet they hate Wonder Woman behind the scenes. And I'm trying to get my point across without saying anything that's going to mess up John's channel. But it's a socially driven group of women that made it a point to band together to make sure they all went to the movie theater. If you walk around Twitter enough, you will find plenty of these ladies on the Twitter sphere. Yeah. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. This is a pretty good show. Thanks for everybody for coming out. If you've seen the Joker, listen to the playback, drop a comment on your thoughts on it. And that's all I got. Anything else, guys?
I'm done.
I got Keepers of the Force coming at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, I know that's football time, but that's the only time DeMaj and I have off. John and Rhodes, I'm gonna send y'all the link if y'all want to come through. I know y'all not.
No, man. No.
Hey, I've been begging Jay to have me on this show, and he sends me a message yesterday and says 8:30 Sunday night, and I'm like,
no.
I run a sports channel. You want me to go on a stream during the middle of football?
I don't care if it was even, we didn't have a sports channel. Sunday is football, man. That's sacred.
Man, look, y'all can do like me and have the TV in the background on mute.
Man, Rose, tell them how many videos you do on Sunday during games.
I've done as many as like 8 or 9 videos on a Sunday on that
Keeping
channel.
up. Yeah, I mean, that algorithm for sports, man, it's different.
Yeah.
So if something drops, some guy gets injured, you got to be on top of it. So
at least I know y'all be there in spirit.
But if you send me the link, don't be surprised if all of a sudden, boom, you get a little salt just show up out of nowhere.
you said 8:00 tomorrow.
Yeah, 8:30 p.m. CST time.
Okay, so 8:30. I'm just that is really late, man.
Yeah, it's late. It's late.
And no, man. Kansas City and the Colts are playing.
I know.
That's a good game.
Yeah. Hey, chances out the Dolphins have a bye. I thought they've been on the bye all season.
Oh, that's gonna cost me an automatic win.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and me and Rhodes will be live tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on Black and White Sports, giving our picks for NFL games. Anyway, guys, so have a good night. Be safe. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
We're out.